Hey everybody, welcome back. It's episode 6 of the Evolution video blogcast. It's been a while, it's been a long time. Feels like it's been maybe 5 or 6 weeks since we did the last one. There's reasons for that. I've been on my travels, I've had very little time in the office, and Andy has been off having a baby. Well, Andy hasn't been having a baby. Andy's been sitting there sweating while watching his wife have a baby. So we're happy to welcome Charlie to the Evolution team.
You've got him on support already, Paddy. I can't believe it.
Yeah. So little baby Charlie's the newest member of the Evolution team. Guys, this is going to be a really special episode. We've got some really quite important stuff that we need to get over today, different from the other episodes that you've seen. So for a long time now, people have been really anxious and impatient to get the next version of Evolution. When is it coming? When is it coming? So the great news is we've got some good news for you on that point, and it's coming in January to the first of the customers who want to do that. So let me explain what needs to happen between now and then, the thinking behind some of the choices that we've made with the next version of Evolution, and what you need to do to make sure you're first in the queue for the upgrades. So maybe just for a little bit of context, I'll go back and just explain what's been happening. So for the last 6 years, it's coming up in 6 years we've been in business, we kind of built a product, it just blew everything else away, it revolutionized the business. Nobody else had a product like ours when it first came along. You know, with all due deference and respect, everybody was using, Order Point or OPIPs, and there was no emphasis on razzmatazz. That's it, Andy. There was no influence on user interface or user experience. It was just list and link, and it all felt a bit old and a bit tired. So we've been building this product ever since, incrementally adding new things. So we added new functionality, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of new features over that time. We've integrated it to more and more and more systems. So right now it's the only product today that integrates with all of the industry's back office systems. Nobody else can do that. So we had this platform, and then we just piled and piled and piled stuff on top of it. And that platform for the last 5 or 6 years has served us really well, and today it is still the best product out there by quite some margin. But we weren't happy with that. We want to move the whole thing forward again. So we took some time out about 18 months ago, and we started building what I would call the platform that's going to take us into the next 6 years of Evolution. So if the existing platform's been the last 6 years, then what we're about to deliver is going to take us into the next 6 years of the Evolution story. That platform is a complete rewrite. So from scratch, starting with a blank sheet of paper. And the reason that we did that is when you have this legacy software or this legacy base, then you are tied into some design choices that you made, and some of those choices can limit the things that you can do with the software. So since we started building the product 6 years ago, there's a whole bunch of new realities that have emerged in Office products. So for example, dealers need to have much better data. Much better data, and I'm glad to tell you that that is one of the big problems that we're going to resolve with the upgrade. But you need a different architecture. Yep, Andy's going to high five that, and I'm going to join him. So there you go, mate. So you need a different architecture in order to support that data. So we've gone away and we've written that architecture. There's a much bigger requirement for dealers to do things like merchandising and marketing on the website. And not just things like banners on the homepage, but going way beyond the homepage. So for example, taking the whole concept of banner management and moving that into the software. So for example, being able to add banners to category pages, be able to add banner content to keyword search results. So some of the stuff that we've done that is just phenomenal, and it opens up the merchandising opportunity. So where beforehand you had 8 to 10 banner slots on the homepage that you can update, you've now got 8 to 10 homepage slots, a couple of thousand category slots, and a 50 squillion possible search phrases that people might use to find things on the website, all of which you can control the merchandising and the marketing content. So massive game-changing stuff coming there. But the problem is you have this legacy customer base, this legacy setup with all the things piled on top of it. So we had to make some tough decisions. So one of the decisions that we made is we'd start from scratch. Now the knock-on effect to that is we need to go and rework things like the EvoLink application. So we need to take EvoLink and we need to rewrite it, and we're in the process of doing that so that it works with the new version of the software. We need to take all the existing themes that's available for Evolution and make them work with the new version of the software. We've added additional themes and made great progress in terms of dynamic support within each theme. So as an example of that, if you've got a custom design, then everything on that custom design is what we call static. So if you add a new category in the back end of the software, let's say you want to sell handbags, for example, as well as office products, then it would require us to go in and update the homepage theme or your custom theme with a new root category called handbags. In the new release of the software, you won't have to do that. You just type the category in the back end and that's going to show up on the front end. So as a result of these choices, the new version is just going to be unbelievable, but there's going to be quite a bit of work involved in taking existing customers from the version they're on now to the new version. And there's no magic bullet. We're going to have to do it site by site, instance by instance. So over the course of the month of December, and you will get an email about this over the next 24 hours, we will be running what we call exploratory webinars, where we'll go through some of the new versions of the software. We'll show you what we've been working on. We're hoping to get 20-25 people on each webinar, go through it with you, deal with any Q&A, with a lead up to being able to register for the upgrade and have that start to get delivered for the early adopters sometime in January, and then we'll continue to roll them out on a first come first served basis. This next part, guys, is a bit more difficult, but we need to front it anyway. So the price of our software has never changed in the last 5 to 6 years. So we're charging for the software today what we charged the year before, the year before that, the year before that, and the year before that. And the world is a very different place, and I don't think you're dealing with any other provider who's charging the same money as they were charging 3, 4, 5 years ago for the product. Now you might think this is going somewhere, but I can tell you it's not. We have no intentions at the moment or for the upgrade of increasing the price of the software, the monthly rental price. But what we will need to do, so you'll continue to pay the same monthly rental that you do now, and you'll get all the great new features that are coming with the product. What we won't be able to avoid is charging you a one-time fee for the energy and work and time involved in taking you from the existing version of the software to the new version of the software, because there could be up to 2 days work per website involved in that. So there will be a one-time fee for that you pay, and that will cover you for that, and you'll continue to pay your existing monthly rental fee. Now I'll get to that on the webinars, so we want to show you the product, show you what we've been working on, and then at the end of that we'll talk about how much the upgrade fee is going to be, or how much the one-time fee is going to be. And then you'll have the option to go and then register to have the upgrade scheduled. There's no gun to the head stuff here, guys. We obviously want you to love what we've done. We'd like you to upgrade because we want everybody on the same code base and we want everybody using the same product, but we won't put a gun to your head. But we're hoping that when you see it, you'll really see the value in upgrading, because I think we've built a fantastic product. Andy, I've been babbling on for about 10 minutes here. Can you think of anything I've missed in amongst that lot? Anything you need to add in there?
No. The webinars will be running. Will be running from the 1st of December through to the 15th every Tuesday and Thursday. One thing that won't happen is on the webinar or after the webinar, you won't get that the link to register, because it will be on a first come first served basis for the updates. So the link to register to be first in line for the upgrade will come after we've completed all of the webinars. So if for any reason you're on holiday during the first week, or you can't make any of the time, so maybe the first or second session, don't panic. The last thing we want you to do is feel you have to be on the first session to be the first in line. We will set a time and a date for that registration process to open, and then you can have the mad rush of who wants to be first in line. But it will all be automated very strictly, because we know there's loads of you out there that are very, very keen to get rocking and rolling on this new version.
And Andy's bang on. I'm getting calls every week from guys, when is it coming, when is it coming, when is it coming? And that list is ever expanding. So the only fair way that we can deal with it is first come, first served, and that will dictate ultimately how quickly you can get the upgrade. So I think, guys, that's, unless Andy you've got anything else to add, that's pretty much it for this session. Watch out for the email, the webinar email coming in the next 24 hours from Andy's address. That's right, Andy, yeah? Yeah,
I'd say if you don't get that email, over the years or weeks or months of you being a customer of ours, then maybe some instances where you've requested your email to be changed. So the first point of call of email, first point of contact, I should say. So there may be an instance where you, the person who's watching this video, may want to be on the webinar, but you may not get the email because you've requested that we email somebody differently in your business about evolution things. So if it gets this time tomorrow, which is 10 to 5, end of play tomorrow, and you haven't got the email through, then just drop me an email and I'll forward you through the email that will invite you onto the webinar. My email address is aw@evolution-ecommerce.co.uk. It's on the website.
Cool. So after you've registered for the webinar, guys, we will respond with a meeting link to the screen sharing session, and that will be handled through WebEx or Microsoft Live Meeting, depending on how many guys we get on the call. And we'll also send you links to the audio bridge. So that's just a dial-in number. You type the dial-in number, enter the participant code, and that will get you through to the group audio call. And like I say, we're going to talk you through what we've been doing, show you some of it, and then you'll be free at that point to ask any questions, and then after that we'll send you the upgrade registration link. So that's kind of it for this week. We're committed to getting back into the habit of doing these little blogcasts, and now that things have got less crazy, you'll see at least one of these a week from us, kind of starting this time next week. So nice to see you again, guys. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.